What is up, you guys? My name is Jason. You also will know me as Dazed Graphics. I'm not very well known on YouTube, but that's okay. I've been getting a lot of questions, and I mean a lot by a lot of comments, a lot of inboxes in YouTube asking about the text that you see right in front. I did it for the thrust intro for the recruitment challenge. So I'm just going to hop right into it. We open up our Cinema 4D. I believe I have R13 Studio. So that's just going to start up. Now you're going to come to here. I think yours is going to look a little bit more like this. I just took the grid off because it's going to screw with perspective. So just go down to filter, grid off. There you go. So now we're going to come over here to landscape. Now you get this. Depending on the terrain that you want, in my case, I kind of want a little bit more hills. Oh, cinema, come on. There we go. I want a little bit more hills and less jagged. As you can see, there's peaks right here. You don't want that. So you're going to click on your landscape and come down to rough furrows and press 0. Now you're going to get rid of the jagged ones, but now you're going to have the finer ones, which are this one that sticks out a little bit. You don't want those either if you're doing kind of like a hilly range, I guess you could say. So now we got this. If you look, that's pretty good, but you can start to see segments if you change the camera angle. That's not much of an issue, but for right now, I think I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger. 1000 by 1000 sounds good. Oh, not 1001. And for this, I'll do 150 for the height. So now you can see we're starting to get that landscape. There we go. So it looks like right now we have enough segments to be putting our hair in. The segments are these little squares. So we're going to click landscape and press this button right here. Or we can just press C as a shortcut. Now we're going to come over to here to the polygon selection tool. Go to our top view, zoom out a little so we get the entire thing. Go to live selection and rectangular selection, can't talk today, and select all of these in the top view. So come over here, just do a quick kind of overview, like, yep, I got everything. So now we're going to go to simulate, hair objects, add hair. Now, some computers may not be able to handle the amount of particles that it's rendering. By the particles, I just mean hair. In the next tutorial, if you guys want me to do a custom hair material, I could do that. But for right now, I'm gonna use one of my presets, and I'll put that in the description as well if I can find it right here. I also have all of these. I do not need. These are my friend Wolfie's material pack. He helped me with the customization, I guess. So this hair right here is what we have on it right now. That's not what we want, but first we want to adjust this. So go down to guides. Now we do not want the length to 100. You want it to about 20, and for segments you want about 12. Now we go over to hairs. Now this is not enough. If you render it right now, you can see that's not grass. So I usually do about 5 million. Or let's just start with 1 million, so 1. And we do about 20 segments. And right here, I'm just gonna go down. This is the color, specular, thickness. Now these ramps, I'm gonna include the material in a download, so you don't have to make this yourself. But if you're curious how I made this, I can do a tutorial on that as well. So now I got this. Some computers cannot handle the amount that it puts up, so you can just hide this in the editing. That way your computer doesn't freeze. So now we click, we have that. Now if you were to play it right now, they fall down, so just go to dynamics and just unclick dynamics. Now all you have to do is drag that preset that I put in the download for you right there and select an angle. So maybe right here. You just want to make sure that it doesn't look like your landscape's falling off the edge of the earth, you know, like right here you can see. And So you want to use this kind of hill that we made to hide it. Now another trick that I'm going to teach you guys is the ground. We're not going to be using this gray kind of landscape ground color. We're going to be using this. This is just a noise with a brown and a green mixed in. It just, if we just render this without the hair, I'll show you. See, it adds a little bit more bumps into it, but it also kind of adds an unevenness, kind of like natural grass. If you look outside, your entire yard is not going to be green. It's going to have some splotches of maybe like a darker green or lighter green. So that just adds variation. So now if we were to unhide this and press render, you are going to see right here the progression of the rendering of the hair. For example, the more hair and more segments you have, the longer it's going to take to prepare the hair. And once you start adding lights, it's going to be rendering shadow maps, HDRI, and stuff like that. Hair is it takes a very long time to render. So if you're looking for a quick render, this might not be the technique for you. I'll come back when it is done. Okay guys, it is just about done. As you can see, you kind of get this. It's kind of bland. It doesn't really look like grass yet. And in this case, I don't think it's quite long enough. So I'm just gonna do maybe 35. Looks about right. So now I'm just gonna adjust this again. Now, maybe I don't like this preset for this particular scene, I guess. So you can always play around with the what I have checked, what I don't have checked, you know, put wave on it if you want. Now, lights make all the difference. So I'm gonna put a camera here to mark where I am. So just make sure. I'm just oh, whoops. What'd I do? Okay, there we go. I did it again. We're gonna wait until that's gone. Here we go. Go into settings. Now we're gonna be changing this to 1280 by 720, which is the standard for 720 HD, 720p HD. Now this, if you're doing a still image, you want to change it to around 300, but if you're doing animation, keep it around 72. The higher the resolution, the longer it takes, but in this case, I don't think it matters, considering I'm just teaching you guys, so I'm just gonna keep it at that. If you have a sky, you don't want to turn on alpha channel, because then it really screws up with the clouds and everything. But if you do not have a sky and you want to be putting that in maybe After Effects or Vegas or whatever, you turn these two on. In this case, I'm just gonna keep it how it is. Hair render, you don't really need to do much to this, and then this seems fine to me. So now I got this. We're going to be putting 3 lights in. So the first light, we're going to change it to slightly pink, or red, I guess. And we're going to be zooming out here into our move tool object, and we're going to be moving it around there. Now it's still parallel kind of with the ground, so we just want to bring it up. This is really weird, guys. My computer's usually never this slow recording. Bring it up. Okay, now we're just gonna press Control C, Control V. Now we're gonna change this color to blue. So just like that. Go into our top view. There we go. And bring it over diagonally. Now press Control C, Control V one more time, and make this a pure white, and the intensity around 65. Now you want to select all 3 of these and do soft shadow map. Now it depends if you're doing ambient illusion or not, ambient occasion, whatever. So just go back into your camera and render this, and I'll come back shortly when it is done rendering. As you can see, it took around 2 3/4 minutes, maybe 3 if you want to round that much. But it's starting to get kind of dark. Now you can either make the lights brighter, add more lights, but I'm going to add a physical sky here. And I'm not going to go too into depth about making your own sky, so I'm just going to use a simple preset right here. And as you can see the horizon right here, and that's not really what we want. It doesn't add to the scene. So down here under sky, you have the horizon start. You just want to lower it until you can't see that horizon right there, that yellow line basically. So I'd say about right here would look good. Now the sun intensity right now is gonna be a little bit too much, so you want to put it down to 120%, but you can always play with that and see what works best with the lighting in your scene. You don't have to mess with clouds or details or anything unless you really want to. I don't really want the sun to have much of a reddish glow or a yellow glow, so you can just turn that to a white. Everything looks good, you can render that out. I'll be right back. Okay guys, as you can see in this final render, we get that sky, we get that grass. That's about all this tutorial is going to go over. You can add mountains in the background if you really want. Anything really to add to the visual. I know in the animation, the thrust that I had, the thrust logo is right here, and I had the camera rotate around. I had some particles using Espresso, I believe. So just stay tuned, ask more questions, and I'll be making more tutorials if this helps. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe, like, and comment, and I'm out.